Share my screen. All right. So today we're talking about growth funnel strategies, and obviously I'm using some pages from my Boss Uncaged notebooks to kind of lay this out. And what I'm going to do is try to make it quick, but I think a lot of people, they don't really understand the functionality of funnels. So in this demonstration on the right-hand side of the page, the blue circles are essentially your traffic sources. And I want you to think of these as social media. It could be email, it could be webinars, it could be events, it could be networking, collectively all of the above. In this case, the orange one is LinkedIn. So if you're going to do something with LinkedIn, by all means, then connect directly with Rachel, who is the LinkedIn boss, and ask her questions about how to streamline marketing processes through LinkedIn. Then once you get that set up, then the next thing you want to do is pipe that into a landing page or a squeeze page. And you probably heard multiple different variables of that same title, but all it is a web page. That's pretty much all it is the web page that talks about your product, talks about your service, talks about whatever you're going to deliver to the client. And essentially it's a sales page to kind of help them understand what you're promoting for them and then see if they want to get access to it. In this case, it can be something that's free or it can be something that's paid. Then from there, you will have them opt in. That's what this green arrow is for. And then it'll go to an email list or email a marketing tool. That's when you'll contact Lainey, the email marketing boss, right? So I want you to understand like the process of drawing this out helps you to figure out who do you want to make a referral with, who do you want to connect, who do you know that can help you with this. If you don't know how to do all these aspects, that's why I'm highlighting the LinkedIn boss. That's why I'm highlighting the email marketing boss, because they'll be able to help you to get the traffic in. And then once that traffic comes in and they opt into a list, what are you going to do with them? What kind of emails are you going to send to them? How are you going to then talk to them and upsell? And that's what we're doing here. We're saying we're sending them an email, and then that email is going to an upsell page inside of our funnel. So after the landing page, then it's a sales conversion page. The sales conversion page can be, okay, I got your email address, I got your email list, and now you're going to actually purchase whatever it is. And it could be multiple options, it could be one or two. And then after that is a processing page. Now, between these two pages, obviously, these could also be opt-in pages. If you're selling something, you're going to want to get their address, you want to get their phone numbers, and you're going to be able to collect that data at that time as well. Then after you collect their data, this is where you're going to have the processing. So it can be PayPal, it can be Square, it can be any processor that you want. I mean, obviously Stripe would be a good one. And then after that, once you have that information and they've made that purchase, that's when you start doing your upsells. So again, you just want to think of these as simple web pages. Again, if you don't have a tool to build this out, then I would then recommend that you contact the web boss, Brian, and say, okay, I need 4 or 5 pages that do this. I need a landing page that does the conversions. I need that page to then have some kind of shopping cart element. I need that shopping cart element to then be verified. And then after they make a purchase, I want to upsell them on something. Last but not least is your thank you activation or confirmation page. This is like their receipt. It tells them, hey, thanks for making your purchase. Here's what you've purchased. Here's the link to download the purchase. And then you could have other items on there and I'll show you live pages here shortly. In addition to that, then you can say, hey, this is where you'll find support. This is how you reset your password. This is how you whitelist our email address. This is how you find additional information. And here's also additional products for you. Because again, it's a receipt page. They already went through the process. You already told them the story. They already made the purchase. They've already opted in. And now you're doing the confirmation. After the confirmation page or the buttons that's on the confirmation page, then you want to give them access to the actual product. If you're doing onboarding, then take them to an onboarding form or to a support page. So ideally, this is a simple funnel. It's literally just a 5-page funnel. You have traffic, you're telling your story of where you want the client to go, and then you have the final product in front of them. So if we were to look at a live example of what this would look like, so this is one funnel that I'm working on currently right now. So it's very similar in the functionality. The only difference is that I rotated the page. So these are my traffic sources, right? They're going into my main sales page, and then it's going through the different stories of the opt-ins and the upsells and what I want that user to experience, whether it's onboarding, a members area, or access to my actual education academy. Visually, again, I would say you can design these pages however you want. Now, it's a system to design it. So if you don't know design, that's when I'm saying you're going to have to hire someone to build these pages out. And this will be a good place for Brian to step in. But if you're looking for like the general growth strategy of it, like this is my first page. And I'm saying, hey guys, if you're looking for notebooks, here's the 3 steps to get access to them. I'll also give you, again, I'm marketing in the sense of, hey, buy 10 books and I'll give you 1 hour consultation free. This video is a video that I created in this group a couple of weeks ago. So it's repurposing that content. And then obviously you have all the different sections in here to kind of help you sell that particular product. And if you go into the other pages, this is my conversion page for someone to actually pick the books of whichever ones they want. Page 3 or step 2 is the verification that they made the purchase, to upload their screenshot of their Amazon receipt. Step 4 is actually booking the actual consultation. And then this is the congratulations page or the activation page, and they could have their final onboarding steps here. They have access to their bonuses, the whitelist steps, updates, help, so forth and so forth. And then you go into the additional pages. This is my onboarding page. And last but not least, this is the page that accesses the course, which is the bonus giveaway if they decided to purchase the 10 notebooks. Any questions?
I love the strategy. That's very well thought through.
That's what a growth strategist does, brother.
I know. Well, that's what I was trying to get to, is like, you know, shout out to SA, the strategist. So he's the hookup. That's what your needs are.
So for those of us that are not product-based and we're service-based, would you say we could operate this from a simple or from a similar?
Works the same. It doesn't matter if you're selling a car, if you're selling real estate, or if you're selling t-shirts. The process of the funnel is still the same. Prime example, real estate. I can say, hey guys, we have a free event this weekend. That's my page. They're going to opt into that page to get access to the event. Then the emails kick in to say, hey, make sure you show up at the event at this time. Thanks for showing up at the event. And then after they do that, then I can say, hey guys, if you're ever looking for mortgage lenders, here's an opportunity to go to John, who is my personal mortgage lender. So you can kind of take them through that journey. It just based upon what you're doing and how do you want them to get to the end result.
It's like music to my ears.
Yes.
I say what I also really like about this strategy is it doesn't make your landing page do too many things. I think that you have separate landing pages for different things, and
correct.
They're like alternate calls to action in case someone isn't ready to buy yet. They have an option to still be skipped over to another place that, you know, maybe they can connect or give you some of their information that you can follow up with them. So all of this is just really smart. I think the problem with a lot of landing pages is I think people try to do too much with them sometimes and make them overly complex. So the more simple you can make them, the better.
Yep. And if you can see my screen, the reason why you want to break them apart into what Brian's talking about is these slices, and then I can track and tell you exactly where people are coming from. So if I send a Facebook ad and I have 5,000 people that come through this Facebook ad, then it'll show me a 5,000. How many of that 5,000 people then landed on this page? So right now the numbers is 39. Out of these 39 people, how many people have went into step 1? So, and this numbers are skewed because it's not live yet, but it's 58. So out of this 58, how many of those people then went to the next step? So then you can actually really see your percentages. And here I can tell you, okay, my conversion from this page to this page is 10%. My conversion from this page to this page is 13%. And ideally you want to, keep it at a certain number. And the goal is, like, if I'm having this, my payment page, out of 100, I have 13% conversions that are actually converting on that payment processing page. And that's where the money is made.
I have maybe I don't understand it, because I definitely don't. Are these emails, or these are like what? These are different web pages?
Different web pages. So this is page 1, and somebody may land on it, and then they can say, oh, great, I watched the video and I want more information. Then they'll click on step 1. Okay. And this is step 1, page number 2. And on page number 2, I'm telling them exactly the instructions. So here, select your available colors, ready to verify your purchase, click below. So they can go down. Let's say someone wants to select this one, they'll click on it, they'll make their purchase, take a screenshot of it, and then they'll go to step 2, which is okay. So, and the email side of this, the email could run parallel. And that's what I was saying. If you like, Lainey's probably twitching right now because behind the scenes, she can create emails to follow this funnel to make sure if someone does not get to step 2, if they get to step 1 and they leave, then our email would then say, hey, you didn't finish your process. You want to come back. Like, this is the reasons why you want to come back. And then you put the emails to follow up to make sure that your percentages are higher to get to the end of the funnel.
Okay, so then I guess this is a question that is maybe Brian / Lainey can answer. So like, Lainey, just help me get set up on MailChimp. And I know there's landing pages on there. So could I conceivably build something? It may not have multiple steps like this, but I could build a landing page through MailChimp that integrates into my web.
100% right. Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And again, the funnel thing is, that's how you can do it as simple as your website, or you can do as complex that what I have, because again, I'm looking at the data. Some of the actual funnel builders don't have data. They'll just take someone from each one of the steps, and then you're just hoping that you're converting. In this formula, I'm actually telling you how much I'm converting and why I'm converting. So again, it just really comes down to if you want it to be simple or you want it to be complex to get more data behind the scenes. But for you, you could do MailChimp all day, every day, and set it up to where you could have multiple different pages in MailChimp. Your email then kicks in, and then the email is going to say, okay, you went to page 2. Did you go to page 3? Did you go to page 4? And if they didn't, then they'll get another email to help guide them through that funnel process.
Okay, Lainey. Because I'm like, I don't know. I can help on the first part. I can help on step 1, getting them to do the clicking.
You can do this all day long in MailChimp, like SA said. It'll probably cost to upgrade to the fancy features, but you can do it. And it integrates with Stripe, which it would be like good for your purchasing too.
Okay, cool. That was really, really helpful, SA. Thank you.
Cool. Any last questions before we move forward?
What are we talking about?
So I would say if you're not familiar with funnels or you're thinking about using funnels, the next part of this inside these VCs is think about who in your network you can work with. And my example was, I talked about Brian, I talked about Lainey, I talked about Rachel, right? And those are 3 people that's in this network. And I'm talking about my traffic source would definitely be me working with Rachel to figure out LinkedIn, and then using Lainey to figure out the email marketing, and then using Brian to figure out the website. So think about where you are and who do you need to partner with to get to that next level. Does that make sense? Cool. Breakout we go.
Thank you, SA.
Anytime.